To preach is to the choir and to practice is to the mankind. But today, I intend to do neither of those. I guess on reading the title, you may have thought that I'm either over here to preach Hindutva or to talk more about the mythologies of Rama and Mahabharata or to just talk about Lord Rama. I'm here for none of these reasons. As much as I'd like to dwell about those in a deeper level, you also need to understand the flipper and a more realistic side towards these. Ramayana and Mahabharata aren't just philosophical or mythological books or the verses and values of a certain religion or community. But if you remove the religious aura surrounding it, you may find it connecting it to your real life. And you may also find a glimpse of real mankind in it, making you realize and analyze the situation surrounding you, showing you the rights and the wrongs, and leading you to make some grave decisions about life. Now you may be thinking, what sort of bullshit am I talking about, right? Let me dig a bit deeper into this. We all consider our generation as the worst and Lord Rama's era as one of the best, right? Well, the grass is always greener on the other side. Lord Rama, being the prince of such a huge kingdom, was shown the way to exile. He knew he was wronged in all ways possible, but he still decided to go away with it. He chose peace over war because that was the mindset of the people. Ego stood no chance in that era, and hence they chose to sacrifice their own happiness for others. Vibhishan, being the real brother of Ravana, could have easily stayed mum if he wanted to protect his brother. But no, he chose the side of truth. He knew he was going to lose in one way or the other. But still, he didn't lose his values. He still chose the right way, the path of truth. Because in that era, their mindset was always trained as Satya is their forte. Lord Rama could have easily denied Shabri, but he didn't. Instead, he readily appreciated her efforts with a smile and ate those defiled or jute boar that she offered to him. Because that was their mindset. They always choose to prioritize others' happiness over theirs. And the similar scene with the Vanar Sena. And most importantly, forgiveness was a virtue. It was considered to be greater than any other value in this world. Now, reanalyze your situations. Do your suffering even stand a chance of what they went through? No, right? What we are going through is just a negligible amount of what these idols went through or what these idols faced throughout their life. But still, why is their era considered to be much better than the era we are right now in? Have you ever wondered that? Well, let me split it out for you. It is because of their clear and positive mindset, more than life values, pure efforts, and genuineness towards humanity. What I stated were just the bare minimum examples of what all these lords have gone through. This was just a glimpse as a source of comparison between our lives and our perspectives. Even though we have such negligible challenges we face in our everyday life, we still get stuck onto it relentlessly, right? And always take it in the most negative way possible. On the other hand, whatever they went through, they just accepted it with a smile on their face. This is the difference. Their perspective is the difference. So when I said that Ramayana and Mahabharata aren't just mythological or some spiritual books or novels, no, they are much greater than that. These, in fact, lay a definite example of the mindset of the people, regardless of whatever the caste, level, sector, creed, community, or religion they belong to. Hence, I said that these aren't just books. Rather, for me, they are more like a pathway towards positivity, growth, amendment, re examination, re evaluation of a life, and they also tend to remind our lifestyle on a whole new different level. So I repeat, look beyond the religious aura surrounding these. These books will definitely take you much closer to yourself and the real mankind. Thank you.